Thailand, even with its very large population and all the bustling activity, still offers any number of havens and sanctuaries. This particular one, the cabin in Chiangmai, uses the green setting to contribute to a program to assist people who have serious addictions in life. The impressive entrance and tropical ambience of this estate in Chiang Mai would normally suggest a luxurious hideaway resort. But here, at the cabin, a real purpose underpins the inviting surroundings.
A while back we realised the need for drug and alcohol rehabilitation in the Asia region. Now, in the West, we found that it's a commonplace, very well set up centres, both in America and Europe, and in Asia there has been a real lack of top quality luxury drug and alcohol rehabilitation centres.
So the fact that it's luxurious in a sense means that you are aiming for those with the wherewithal to come to a place like this to treat themselves.
That is true, of course. Our primary benefit is certainly the standard and quality of our actual counselling itself with our Western counsellors. But in a beautiful setting like we do have, we found that people will be able to get away from their chaos back home into a beautiful luxury setting such as ours, and really be able to concentrate fully on their personal therapy.
So do they find answers here to the problems that maybe led them into the addictions in the first place?
Absolutely. For the first time in many of their lives, who have probably had addiction issues for 20, 30 years, they'll come here and for the first time they can openly discuss both one-on-one with the counsellor and their case manager and with the group dynamic, where everyone in the group who has similar addiction issues can discuss what problems they've gone through. This tool is extremely powerful because it's very rare people can talk to individuals that have the same issues as them, and openly discuss why and then also how we can cure their addiction.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a gated community, isn't it? But you do get out and about, I gather.
Certainly, absolutely. We don't lock people in and they're not prisoners, certainly not. We're in such a beautiful area in northern Thailand that we have regular excursions on a Sunday, which are team building exercises, whether they be from zip lining through the jungle, which is extremely famous jungle flight through, and they all support each other, to riding elephants and just getting back to nature, and they can really feel that there's more out there rather than just being confined back at home in their living room, either drinking or on drugs.
And beyond hope, is there cure?
It's a very good question, and of course it all depends on the individual, but I would say virtually the majority of everyone that comes here who is in despair or doesn't think there's any hope, that they're unique to this, they can't be helped at all, they all walk away with the tools to move on with their lives. And the first priority is understanding their addiction and then conquering it. Yes.
The cabin is a private comfort zone for individuals seeking guidance in loosening the grip of addiction. The cabin offers the option of anonymity. Does it remain the biggest problem that people who are addicted to a substance of some kind or another often fail to recognise or accept that fact?
Absolutely. They may partially accept it, and then to that degree also they'll then have a partial recovery. So really the extent to which people accept their problem and are prepared to work at it will tell you exactly how well they're going to recover and how long they will remain sober and happy and recovered when they leave.
Do you think you can pinpoint the cause of an addiction?
Not always. There are certain common calling cards, if you like. it's often called the disease of low self-esteem. I think that's a bit unfair. There's a lot of very high-functioning people who suffer from addiction famously, lots of world leaders, who have addiction problems. So it's certainly not a problem of will or a problem of inner strength or anything to do with intelligence. It's across the board. Really, though, I think we're getting closer to seeing there may be some genetic elements, but they will be linked to aspects of the way we've been brought up and our family backgrounds or traumatic events that have occurred through life. So it's quite a complicated mixture of social and genetic and behavioural elements.
Yeah. Do you think people are simply not active enough because you involve them in activities here, don't you?
I think long-term recovery from addiction that doesn't involve some amount of physical recovery as well is doomed to failure, which is why we do a lot of physical exercise here. It can be relatively gentle, but it will be frequent. And the idea there is that when we stimulate endorphins and exercise the large muscle groups and get the endorphins going, there is some links in a lot of studies now. We're getting closer to an evidence base that things like running and cardio exercise do create neurogenesis, which is the growth of new brain cells, which does combat depression. And so certainly we've got anecdotal evidence that exercise levels off mood disorders. So we have slightly more exercise here than you would probably find in other rehabs, and we think that the results are proving themselves. We have people going back to their physicians and having much greater increased liver function and really quite remarkable results in terms of their physical health, which of course in turn raises their mood and their hopefulness and their ability to mentally and psychologically recover.
Kate, where serious addictions are concerned, is there a male and a female perspective on that?
I think addictions affect men and women differently. I don't know if there's a different perspective, but recovery, I think that there is a benefit for some women to have female therapists and for men to have male therapists, although that's not the case for everybody. So it is client depending on each person's background and their own history. But I believe the bigger picture of the recovery process is the same. So the program here that we offer would be the same for a male client as it would be for any female client that would come.
And yet I'm sure you'd have more men coming here.
We do have more men accessing the cabin. I think that is partly due to addiction being something that's more culturally acceptable for men, not indicating that there's less women affected by addictions, as I don't think that's the case necessarily. So we do often have one or two more male clients than female clients.
Yes.
But we are having quite a lot of inquiries from women of all backgrounds and ages as well. Yeah.
Do you find they're happy to find someone like you here as a counsellor, someone perhaps they'll open up to more readily?
I think being a woman here as one of the therapists is definitely beneficial for women that when they arrive, so that some of their experience they may not be able to as openly share with a male counselor. They can find perhaps more comfort with me. Yeah.
I wonder if there are some good addictions. I mean, eating chocolates and things like that can't be all bad, can it?
What I keep in mind for myself, because I'm sure then I would be classed as having many addictions, is really if it's to your detriment. And so if it's causing harm to yourself or to other people around you. So even chocolate could cause that, I think, at some extreme. Yeah.
Somebody needing to do this and knowing that they need to do this, what kind of cost are they facing?
For the 28-day program, it's $10,000 US. That is fully inclusive of everything, apart from airfares. But once they're here, they don't have to pay anything else. All is inclusive. And we've found that our price, where we are in the market, is considerably cheaper than any other world-class treatment centre such as ours anywhere in the world. you can be paying 3, maybe 4 times as much in other places in the world, absolutely. And we've found that, of course, recovering from their addiction is extremely important, and the price point shouldn't be the biggest issue.
Yeah.
So we've tried to, by setting up in northern Thailand also has helped, we've tried to remain very affordable so that hopefully most people from most demographics, most societies could afford us. It might sound expensive, but it's actually extremely affordable compared to other treatments of the similar caliber of our centre.
To view more of my videos or to contact me about perhaps participating in your projects, please visit rodmcneil.tv.